Hello, anybody there? Please, whoever is joining, please type your name in the comment box so that I can know who all have joined for the session. Okay, Dr. Kalai Selvi has joined. Welcome, Dr. Kalai. Hello, I am Dr. Neha Kakkar. We'll wait for the others also to join. I've sent my link on the group made for the session, and I've sent all the group members who have already joined individually also the link of my Facebook page. So from there you can join the live session. It's already 2 o'clock. We'll wait for 10 to 15 minutes more so that people can join, and then we'll start the session because it's my first session. So it will take time for people, to accept me as a new speaker. And I hope I'll be able to do justice to whatever subject I'll be taking on. So we'll wait for 10 to 15 minutes for more people will to join. It's 2:07. We'll wait till 2:15 If not many people are joining, then also we will start the session by 2:15, because we have a restriction of time also. So we will start the session at 2:15. We'll wait till 2:15 for more people to join. Meanwhile, if you want to, add more people, you can add your friends from homeopathic fraternity to join the live session. You can send my Facebook page link, so who are not even registered can join the Facebook session. I don't know how to send the live session link. That's not coming here, the option. I need to see it again. Why the live session link is not coming, so that I can send it directly. Um, we'll wait for 5 minutes more. Otherwise, we'll start our session. Registered for this session, but only one has joined till yet, Dr. Kalai. We're waiting for the others. I don't know. 3 minutes more, we'll start. Otherwise, if nobody else is joining, at least I have one audience to hear, Dr. Kalai. Thank you for being being there and joining the live session. Only 1 minute left to start our session for today. uh, we'll be starting our session for today, the Facebook live session, as Dr. Kalai is the only member joining here. So more other people had registered for this Facebook live session, but not all of them have joined. Let's see if he joins or not. So myself, Dr. Neha Kakkar, I am BHMS and PGDP, that is postgraduate diploma in psychology. I have recently completed my postgraduate diploma in psychology, and I have completed my BHMS from Dr. B.R. Soor Homeopathic Medical College, which comes under Indraprasth University and is located in Delhi. So I had completed my BHMS in 2007, and since then I have been practicing homeopathy. Previously, I was settled in Delhi before marriage, and I was practicing there. Right now, I am settled in Meerut, Uttar Pradesh, if you must be knowing. So I'm practicing there. I have my 2 clinics running there by the name of Homeo Cure and Care Clinics. And I'm also the moderator of webinars at IFPH, that is International Forum for Promoting Homeopathy, that's run by Dr. M.K. Sahani. They organize daily Hindi and English webinars in the evening. So I'm the chief moderator there. And I have also written some articles and cases which have been published in Homeopathic Heritage and Homeopathic Hahnemann Sandesh, that is a journal launched by Delhi Homeopathic Medical Association. I guess Dr. Varun he's also joined. Okay, so Dr. Varun is joining. I have added him. Whoever is joining, please write your name in the chat box, in the comment box, so that we can know that you are joining the live session. We can know how many people have joined. So okay, so as I told you, I'm the chief moderator there, and I'm running 2 clinics in Meerut. So the today's session, which we'll be talking about, is the topic which we are going to talk about is Organon of Medicine. Organon of Medicine. So Organon of Medicine is a subject. It is a very, very dry subject. It is the homeopathic philosophy. It is the homeopathic core, which is the basic foundation of homeopathic system of medicine, and it is not very well understood by us homeopaths also very well, because we tend to overlook it. We focus more on materia medica and other subjects. That is not a wrong thing to do. Obviously, materia medica is a very very important subject, and repertory is also a very important subject. But organon of medicine, that is the homeopathic philosophy, is also equally important. So it is as I told you, it's a very very dry subject. It's a philosophical subject. It is the main guidelines of Dr. Hahnemann, which he laid down to us to follow and do our homeopathic practice. But as I told you, it is not very well understood. Before moving on to the organon of medicine, let's understand what exactly organon uh, literally means. Organon means system of logic. That is, it is a system of logic. It's a thought process which involves a lot of logic, lot of scientific reasoning, and after that, those guidelines are written by Dr. Hahnemann. Dr. Hahnemann can be labeled as a scientist of those times because he was a man with a vision of the future. He was ahead of his time because at that time, the main system that was prevalent was uh, allopathic system of medicine, and allopathic system of medicine was very much prevalent there, and homeopaths and homeopathy was newcomer in that area of medicine, or in the system of the system of cure or treatment, and it was not accepted. Even Dr. Hahnemann had to face a lot of criticism, a lot of backlash. He was labeled as a madman. He was not even considered a doctor, but still he had all the medical knowledge. He had all the knowledge in the world of human anatomy, human physiology, because he was an allopathic doctor first. Then later on he converted to homeopathy. So we can say that he was not accepted very much into the medical fraternity. He was not considered a doctor, but he had a vision, and whatever knowledge he had, which he possessed by the grace of God, what knowledge he was, which dawned upon me, that led to the birth of homeopathy, is what led to the organon of medicine. That is the system of logic of medicine. How we need to practice, what are the guidelines, what we need to see in the patient, what we need to see in the medicine which we are giving to the patient, that Dr. Hahnemann has advised, has guided us in this organon of medicine. So let me show you this book. This is my college book of organon of medicine. This is all worn out also, but still I have kept it with me. This is my I think it's coming as opposite one because it's the mirror image is coming. So this organon of medicine is my college time book, and this is the book I refer to, and I have read from this. So I have made some notes, and we will start. There is, in this book, you can see the page, the organon of medicine. As I told you, organon means system of logic of medicine, and we will start. There is the preface to the second edition. There is a preface to the third edition. Preface means whatever the flaws of the last editions have come up, and the fifth edition. So this is the sixth edition. This is Dr. R.E. Dudgeon, MD. He was a MD homeopath. He was MD doctor. He translated this organon in English because it was written by Dr. Hahnemann. And this is the sixth edition, which is the most common referred edition of organon of medicine. So introduction is also given, but the introduction which is given at page number 1 here, it's written. I don't know which edition you are having. The latest edition with latest copies are out now because I passed out in 2007, so I don't have the latest book. You people must be having the latest book. Many young doctors would be having the latest books. So this is the old book, and we will start from the introduction, review of the therapeutics, allopathy, and palliative treatment that have hitherto been practiced in the old school of medicine. So here, as I told you, Dr. Hahnemann was a very, very keen observer. He was a very, very sharp and keen observer. He had eyes beyond the eyes. He used to observe things very minutely, what is happening. That's why he was so unsatisfied with the allopathic system of medicine. So he had eyes, piercing the reality behind what we were seeing with normal eyes. What the normal allopathic doctors were seeing, he saw beyond that. That's why he came to the conclusion that allopathy is not a full, it's not a complete system. That's why he started, experimenting with drugs, taking his drugs on his own, writing the provings of the drugs. So he was a very, very keen and minute observer, and that quality we also need to be, inculcate in ourselves. Here, I want to mention one thing, like we all are practicing homeopathy. We are practicing in different ways. Some are practicing the mother tincture more. They are using more mother tinctures, or using lower potencies, or even biochemics. Some are using more of higher potencies. Some are using doing polypharmacy also. Some are doing using only single medicine, or only basis of constitutional symptoms, or some are practicing only on the mental symptoms. So there are different ways of practicing homeopathy. None of the way of practicing homeopathy is wrong, or completely, you can say it's not like it's untouchable. You need to understand this fact. Whenever you start practicing, initially you don't have those eyes, which eyes that Dr. Hahnemann had. You don't have the perspective to see the cases, in the same way which an experienced homeopath see. I also, in my initial years of practice, practiced more of polypharmacy and mother tincture practice, because there are other things also besides being, being a good homeopath. You have to run the clinic also. You have to take out the finances also. You have to feel, you need to have that thing that something is also coming in your pocket. So initially you can start with that practice, and maybe during the initial 10 years, it might take 9 to 10 years of practicing this polypharmacy and mother triple practice. Then you come to know about the higher order of things, like where you start observing the mental symptoms, where you can see what exactly the mental picture is like. So it will take time for that to come. That experience will give you things. So it's not wrong to practice any kind of homeopathy, because every person has their own यू कैन से मजबूरी. सबकी अपनी मजबूरी है कि आप किस तरह से प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं. हर कोई अच्छे से ही प्रैक्टिस करना चाहता है. हर कोई चाहता है कि उसको मेंटल सिम्टम्स मिले. हर कोई चाहता है कि उसको एक सिंगल मेडिसिन मिल जाए, लेकिन वो नहीं मिलती है. वो आसान नहीं होती है, क्योंकि हमें वो चक्षु या वो पर्सपेक्टिव हमारे दिमाग में एकदम से नहीं आता है. तो हमें धीरे धीरे ये चीज सीखना. वी हैव टू लर्न वेरी स्लोली बाय ऑब्जर्विंग. कि obviously if you get some symptoms, if you get the location, sensation, modalities and concomitants in a single case, or you get some peculiar symptoms in a case, or you get some mental symptoms in a case, obviously you can do that. That's a very good thing. You have a good that's God gifted to you, that if from the initial years of practice only you have started. But most homeopaths which I have seen, they struggle during the initial years, and later on they come to know about the the power of the real homeopathy. So starting with the book of introduction, I've made my notes, because we cannot read the whole thing. I have kept this session for today from page 1 to 10 of the introduction, because that is also very long. Introduction is about 27 pages in this book. So today we are going to take only from 1 to 10, and we'll see what Dr. Hahnemann has to say in this 1 to 10 pages of introduction. So, as I told you, Dr. Hahnemann was a very keen observer. He was a scientist, and he used to observe the bodily process and the disease process. He minutely observed the diseases plying the humans since time immemorial. Now, as when disease started in the body, when is the starting of disease happened in the human civilization? There is a timeline to it. Previously, people used to live very simple lives. They used to have very simple needs, only eating food, going to sleep, rearing their children, not having so much luxuries what we are having today. All the luxuries, having all the comforts of life, going in a car, having a big bungalow, and learning a lot of money. So that prosperity has brought some decline in the health, because simple, as you have heard the saying, simple living and high thinking, that living breeds less of diseases. But as civilization advanced, as our modernity advanced, as industrial revolution took place, whenever there is simple life, you have less of disease, because your needs are simple. You think less, you live more. But when you think more कि नहीं मुझे ये भी चाहिए, मुझे ये भी चाहिए, this you can say the avarice, this is avarice, ये एक तरह का लालच जिसे हम कहते हैं, जो लालची हम होते जा रहे हैं. Every civilization wants to enhance himself. So day by day as civilizations advance, Sora came in. What is Sora? What is syphilis? What is psychosis? These are what are miasms? This is the starting. The civilization is the starting of miasm. The desire, whatever desires we have, that is the starting of miasm. Because as soon as we desire, वो कहते हैं ना कि दुनिया में जब आप आते हैं तो सुख भी होता है और दुख भी होता है. So the desire is the breeding ground of pain also. The pleasure is the breeding ground of pain, of disease, of death. So, as civilization advanced, what in the initial paragraph of Organon, Dr. Hahnemann has said that as people used to live very simply, they used to have very less diseases. But as civilization brought a lot of diseases with itself. This explanation is of the first 3 paragraphs of the introduction. All those people who have joined can type their name in the comment box. I can see Dr. Varun is there. If he is watching, I don't know how many people are watching. So please write your name in the comment box who all are watching. Dr. Kalai is there. I hope I'm not boring anybody. Please type in the comments. Dr. Kalai. What's the issue? Nobody's typing. So here are 2 people here. Okay. So as I told you, the first 3 paragraphs of the Organon of Medicine, he says that as civilization and our disease process started coming up, also the different system of medicine which were based on our understanding of anatomical, physiological, anthropological understanding of the bodily systems. Many systems started coming in. As the disease progressed, many people, started coming up. They started with different systems. Like in the Greek philosophy, there was a system of medicine. Then the Ayurveda also came. Then allopathy came. Because as the science advanced in the Middle Ages, as the science advanced, many theories came up. There was a humoral theory that the bile causes the disease, or there is a bad blood in the body. If we let it out, that the disease will go. Then there were other theories also where there were certain humors, like blood was let out, leeches were used so that blood will be let out, so the disease will go. Then came the medicines. There were medicines prepared from the bark of the tree or from other things. So as the civilization advanced, there was different systems coming up. Then they also started experimenting in the labs. So from there, many systems started coming up, but all those systems were based mainly only on the material body. What anatomy we were seeing, what physiology we were seeing, those systems were based on that. No system saw the dynamic cause, because that was not visible. Dynamic cause is not visible. Vital force is not visible. We cannot see the soul. We cannot see the mind. We can only see the body and its processes, and we can, infer our observations from there, and we see. So all these systems of medicine which came up proposed that there was a material cause, and those cause of the diseases, only certain crude substances present in the environment. Similarly, because the disease was material, the medicine was also material. Those crude substances found in nature can remove this material cause and can make organism healthy. All those who have joined late, I'm just explaining the introduction part of the Organon of Medicine. from page 1 to 10, and this is the first 3 paragraphs. But Dr. Hahnemann here in this textbook of Organon will stick to the healing art to show that diseases have been imperfectly treated with the modern system of medicine. Healing art. Only homeopathy is the healing art. Why is Dr. Hahnemann saying so? Because it is seeing the dynamic cause of the disease. It is not seeing the non-dynamic cause. It's not seeing the cause that is not visible. Because that cause which is not visible is manifesting through the body. But the cause is behind. And that who saw? Only Dr. Hahnemann saw it. And so we can see how great observer he was, how great scientist was. We are so indebted to him. हम उनके शुक्रगुजार हैं, हम उनके एहसानमंद हैं कि उन्होंने होम्योपैथी जैसी साइंस को डिस्कवर किया. और ये हमारी जिम्मेदारी बनती है कि हम इस साइंस को अच्छे से समझें, उसकी जिस्ट को जो ऑर्गेनन में लिखा है उसको हम अच्छे से समझें, उनकी गाइडलाइंस को अच्छे से समझें और अपनी प्रैक्टिस में उतारें. तभी हमारी प्रैक्टिस अच्छे लेवल पे जाएगी और हम ह्यूमैनिटी की मदद कर सकते हैं सही सेंस में. हम अच्छे होम्योपैथ्स तभी बन सकते हैं. तो जैसे मैंने बोला शुरू में, आपकी प्रैक्टिस हो सकती है सिर्फ मदर टिंक्चर ओनली और पॉलीफार्मेसी. That is okay. I think it is okay. Many doctors might not agree with me that you are advocating to practice polypharmacy or mother tincture practice. I'm not advocating. I'm just saying that if you are not able to get those symptoms, so you should, at least, because you have to run the clinic also. I said that we have other responsibilities also. We need to run a clinic. We have to take out the rent and we have to, fill our pocket. Somebody has to raise their families also. Especially the gents. So it's not a privilege. So you need to do some things out of majburi. ये जैसे डॉक्टर हैनेमैन ने उस टाइम पे books, he used to translate the medical books to earn a living. He was translating the allopathic books only. So sometimes to earn the bread and butter, we have to do all the things, but we should always strive to be the best, to reach that point where you can see the mental symptoms, where you can see inside the patient's psyche and take out the mental symptoms. Here he mentions the practice of homeopathy is the lowest class of ordinary practitioners. ये जो this point is still it can be implemented right now also. Whatever the allopathic physicians which we have around us, this I have experienced in my personal life also. Recently I had some personal problem in my family with my mother where I could see the, what you can say, the ignorance of allopathic physicians. They don't tend to see, because they are conditioned that way. They don't tend to see from other perspective. They only see ki, acha, if the sugar is raised, they will give a insulin and the sugar comes down. The BP is raised, they will give anti-BP medicine, then BP will. They don't treat the metabolism. They don't treat the whole. They don't treat the organism. They don't treat the constitution of the patient. They don't see it because they are not trained. But we are trained as a homeopath. We have the guidelines of Dr. Hahnemann. So we need to see those symptoms. We need to see that metabolism as a whole needs to be treated. Not the separate parts need to be treated. अगर BP बढ़ गया तो BP की दवाई दे दी, शुगर है तो शुगर की, यूरिक एसिड तो यूरिक एसिड की, नींद नहीं आ रही तो नींद की गोली दे दी, सर में दर्द हो रहा है तो सर की. No, we need to see the whole organism as a whole and search for the single medicine. Sometimes we need to give the separate medicines also to palliate, but we should strive for that single medicine that can relieve the patient as a whole. उसके सारे symptoms better हो जाएंगे, उसकी नींद भी better हो जाएगी, उसकी भूख भी better हो जाएगी, उसका यूरिक एसिड भी ठीक हो जाएगा, उसका सर दर्द भी ठीक हो जाएगा. So for that we need to see the patient from inside. वो हमारी चक्षु, वो नैन should keep observing. Patient को देखो, वो किस तरह से behave कर रहा है, how he is talking, what he is saying, how he is feeling, how is it body constitutional, is it pale? Pale है तो उसके अंदर blood नहीं है, उसका metabolism काम नहीं कर रहा है, or is fleshy, it's overworking. So that we need to see, and that thing allopathic physicians don't observe. They tend to look, I know, with a different angle, but homeopathy poses as a scientific science. Special note here, allopathy may not be perfect, but knowledge of disease, its pathology course, action of drug, even allopathy knowledge, every homeopath should possess. Homeopaths should be aware of allopathic drug names and also its pharmacy and side effects. So as to practice homeopathy more judiciously. Now here Dr. Hahnemann is saying that, and I am also saying that we should have the knowledge of allopathic drugs also, because as a doctor you should have that knowledge, so that you can see what medicine is prescribed, what are its side effects, and we can see कि ये side effect आ रहे हैं, हमें ये नहीं चाहिए, and what dose needs to be given, because they give very high doses. And also the pathology, the knowledge of the disease, the anatomical knowledge, the physiological knowledge, what we study in the anatomy physiology, it's very much needed. And also we need to show off also sometimes, like it's written in the first organon that we don't need to show off. But in today's times, I would say here that we need to show off sometimes, because to convince the patient, we need to have him trust us. We need the patient to trust us. So for gaining that trust, we need to, have this thing that we can, win the trust of the patient. I hope everybody is able to see. I don't know whether they are able to see. Dr. Samiksha is also here, I guess. I'm adding her. Please type in the chat box, in the comment box, that who all or have joined. I don't. Dr. Samisha is also there. Okay. So as I told you that we need to have that perspective, and we need to have that knowledge. Sorry, I got off track. We need to have that knowledge of allopathic medicine. We need to have that knowledge of homeopathic, allopathic, anatomical knowledge, the physiological knowledge. We need to have the knowledge of this, what is the pathology, what is happening, and we need to convince the patient that yes, I know as a doctor what is happening with you, what is happening in your body. We need to win the trust of that patient, and we need to show him that we are a doctor, because many patients don't accept homeopaths as doctors also. They accept only allopathic doctors as doctors. Fees भी वो उनको पूरी देते हैं, हमें पूरी नहीं देते हैं. We only get the half of the, even if we are giving the medicines. I guess everybody is agreeing with me here. I don't know why not everybody is typing in the comment box. So we need to win the trust of the patient. We need to show him that yes, we are a knowledgeable doctor, and we need to show him that we also possess that same knowledge what an allopathic doctor is possessing. And we also know the allopathic drug names. We also know what allopathic medicine is being given to you. And sometimes, we also need to, if you should, keep the patient with you. Don't let him run away to somebody, other allopathic doctor. You can sometimes prescribe the paracetamol if he's having some fever also. So we should possess that knowledge. We should be confident in ourselves that yes, no, we are not less than the allopaths. We are a good homeopath, but we are also a very good doctor who is having all the knowledge, and we need to show it to the patient. That is contrary to what Dr. Hahnemann has said. But in today's times, we need to change ourselves to adapt. We need to adapt ourselves according to the patient, according to the scenario, so that patient can trust us and we can, heal the patient wholly. In the next 4 paragraphs, this was the first 3 paragraphs. Okay, and okay, so we need to have that perspective. Next 4 paragraphs will coming to the next 4 paragraphs of the Organon of Medicine. We'll take the session. I guess what's the time? It's 2:44 already. Dr. Hahnemann again points out the inability of the allopathic fraternity to perceive the dynamic cause of disease, homeopathic cause, that is the vitafor. For they do so because it is imperceptible to our senses. The only manifestation of disease, that is alteration in functions, that is a physiology, and alteration in body parts and organs, that is pathology, gives them impression that some imaginary cause, that is the prima causa mobile. The allopaths broadly classified the disease as venereal or non-venereal. So they only see the morbid cause कि ये जो बॉडी में हो रहा है एक्सटर्नली वही कॉज है. कि अगर कॉन्स्टिपेशन हो रही है तो कॉन्स्टिपेशन हो रही है वही कॉज है, और उसको हमें डायरिया करके ठीक कर देना है, उसका करके कि वही प्राइमा कॉज है. देयर इज सम मटेरियल कॉज इनसाइड द बॉडी व्हिच इज कॉजिंग. वो मटेरियल कॉज क्या है वो उनको भी नहीं पता है. Nobody knows that. But they tend to put those things so confidently. So अगर वो इतनी confidently झूठ बोल सकते हैं तो हम इतनी confidently हम सच भी बोल सकते हैं. हम तो सच बोल रहे हैं कि there is a dynamic cause of disease. But they say there is some imaginary material cause of the disease, which is the primer cause of morbid and which is causing all the disease. And the allopaths broadly classified the disease as venereal or non-venereal. Rest of the chronic were left untreated, which were psoriatic in origin. या तो venereal means sexually transmitted diseases. They classified those diseases into venereal and non-venereal. जो भी chronic diseases थे उनको non-venereal कह देते थे और जो वैसे थे बाकी जो sexually transmitted थे उनको venereal. These two was the broad classification made by the allopathics and rest of the chronic diseases were left by itself. They used to give them medicine, they used to palliate and they say हाँ ये ठीक हो रहा है but this will go on like this. Yeah, this problem has come so this will remain lifelong with you. But that is not the case with homeopathy. We should be able to raise the immunity of the patient so that that patient can fight that disease. Obviously the other adjuvants like Dr. Hahnemann has mentioned about diet and other regimen and all those things. We will see them in the other organ parts. But here they are boasting that they know the cause, but they do not know the cause. Only rational system of medicine, they could supposedly cure the chronic disease, but in reality, they were not. In most cases, the causes of prior as termed for any symptoms like spasm, debility, fever, and inflammation were resolved themselves, and physicians of allopathic school could not ascertain that something vital and non-physical was acting behind to run this process. Sometimes the disease used to get cured themselves, like a small fever, a small cold and cough, some stomach upset or something, some infection used to, because the body has its own healing power, the vital force heals itself. So the allopathic physicians never used to come to know about the dynamic cause of the disease, but yet they used to boast that yes, we know what is happening inside the body. Again, in the next paragraph, the failure of the allopathic physician is recognized the specific medicines which are needed to cure the disease. The homeopathic smaller dose or infinitesimal dose was rejected by allopath as to large doses when applied prove injurious to the organism. So, till now, what Dr. Hahnemann is saying that allopathic system is boasting that they know the cause, but they don't know the cause. They only see that something imaginary material is going inside the body and causing the disease, but they don't know exactly what is happening. And secondly, they always rejected the power of infinitesimal doses, the small doses, what we call as the potentization method, that was always rejected, the small doses. They used to say what this water dose or what this small pill is going to do. We are giving this pill, we are studied in the lab, we have made it from this plant or we have made it from this chemical, we have prepared in the lab, this will cure the disease. But that is not the case. The infinite dose, the small dose, the potentized dose has the power, and this was also found by Dr. Hahnemann. He was the one who told us that there is something inside the medicine which when succussed, when rubbed with the sugar of milk, used to bring out the inherent powers of the drug and used to bring out the curative or healing part of the drugs. Most section of medicine were still not known and are now also not known, but they were applied blindly while wasting that specific medicine cure the symptoms, but in reality certain symptoms subsided themselves and other only suppressed or subdued. So some symptoms used to subside themselves and some other were they were assumed that these were treated by the medicines, but in reality they were healed by themselves and they were left untreated. Like for example, if there is a person having thyroid, he was given that thyroid medicine to bring down the but he was never cured of that thyroid. Or if he is having some UTI or some leukorrhea or some infection or some problems of the female reproductive system, that used to carry on, linger on. That was the times when people never used to have that knowledge also. Right now your patient is having full knowledge. He is not अंधा नहीं है, वो उसको सब पता है, उसको ज्यादा ही पता है. तो एज अ डॉक्टर आपको वी नीड टू टेक केयर दैट इवन ही डज नॉट नो द करेक्ट थिंग. समटाइम्स he is reading from the Google, he's reading from the internet, he's hearing all these things from the relatives, from the friends, and coming up to you and saying कि डॉक्टर साहब मेरे को ये problem है, I have this problem and I have taken this medicine, look I am still there. Because that disease process, that dynamic cause is not handled, that metabolism is not being treated. that whole organism is not being treated. That mental symptom, that miasm, coming to miasm, as Dr. Hahnemann, I'm not going inside, but I'm just saying that miasm starts in the brain. Miasm will always start in the brain because the desire starts in the brain. As I've told you, desire is the cause of pain. So whatever desire, whenever desire comes up, sora comes up. That desire is sora itself. And then when moving on to other layers, then we come to psychosis and syphilis. So we will take the miasm part also here with the organon, because that miasm part is very important to understand to correctly practice homeopathy. Moving ahead with pages 5, 6, 7 with footnotes. So Hahnemann is saying, Doctor, the allopathic fraternity, rather than taking circuitation, that is proper scientific path, believe that giving an indirect imaginary, giving a direct and imaginary material cause of disease, it was next to impossible because they did not possess such insight to see cause other than the material. They don't have that insight. They are not trained to see and judge the spiritual nature of organism, where disease originates from dynamic or spiritual influences and could not also be altered or cured in a spiritual way. So we see the cause as dynamic, we see the cause as spiritual, so we use spiritual medicines. Our medicine is spiritual because it is being potentized. We cannot see what is happening and how it is acting inside the body. I don't know if in future we can do that, but even if we know everything, we will never able be, that is my opinion, I will be able to know how homeopathic medicine is actually working. There is obviously a research going on, but actually the pathway, that pathway we cannot see, because we can see the results. We can see we have given aconite and in the cells the metabolism is improved. We can see that. But we will never be able to see the pathway because it is acting through the nerves, to the spiritual body. You cannot see the spiritual body. And the homeopathic medicines are spiritual because it is not seeable. You cannot see God. How you cannot see God? You can perceive it. You can feel the power of God, but you cannot see God. That's why, in the similar way, you can see how homeopathy is working. You can see even in a petri dish, if you keep the cell and put a homeopathic medicine, it will change. But what is the pathway? You can never see it because it is spiritual. It is non-material. It is psychic. So you can always feel that homeopathy is working, but you cannot see it. You will be able to see the results. You will see miraculous result, magical result. You can see on my Facebook page, I have posted many times, there was recently I had posted a cholesterol case. Within 10 days, the cholesterol came to normal. He was suffering from 2.5 years, and still the doctors were not able to cure him of the cholesterol. The cholesterol was not coming down, but within 10 days, with constitutional treatment, I took the mental symptoms, his cholesterol came to normal. So that is the magic of homeopathy. So for that, we need to have that perspective. The old school anti-diseases like congestion or excretion or disease produces, they were in fact manifestation of an underlying disease, and this belief is still there. Hence, they employed also, cures to remove these imaginary material cause of disease, employed evacuation of bile or bilious fever by vomiting or applying emetics, and also in stomach derangement, expulsion of worms from pale-faced children, letting out or venesection on ways of hemorrhages, bloodlettings, leaching. So all these things I have already talked. They used to give a lot of blood, letting out things कि अगर उल्टी, if something's there upset, they will give it emitting, that vomiting comes and that thing is out, but the patient is cured. But they don't see कि even if when you are smelling something obnoxious or something bad smelling, you get a nauseous feeling. What is that? That is dynamic. That is dynamis. Dr. Hahnemann has clearly given that example that even if you are smelling from a very long while, you feel like vomiting. What is that? That is the dynamic cause. Even if you are not ingesting, then also you are feeling like that. मुझे vomiting आ जाएगी. I will get that vomiting. That is dynamic thing. So, and even before sometimes when something bad, some people can sense what is something bad is going to happen. Yeah, some earthquake is. They have that psychic ability. What is that? They are able to perceive. They have that extra senses, and they are able to perceive that dynamic thing. That is dynamic, and that those things are not accepted by the real world because it's not seeable. You cannot see it. They say ये तो पागल है. Hahnemann को भी पागल कहते थे, but he was not पागल. His theory will prove to be the best one, and I trust his pathy, and I'm very proud to be a homeopath. And I would, you know, he's my guiding force. Obviously, God is there, and he's also our second God, Dr. Hahnemann. I have posted a picture here in the back of my clinic. You can see that's kind of his real picture I have framed. So he was a, you can see all of here, Dr. Hahnemann's picture here. He's our master and he's our guiding force, and we should have those observational eyes like Dr. Hahnemann had. We need to see the dynamic cause. We need to see what is behind, and that takes time. And also, uh, obviously, the grace of God works. Dr. Hahnemann was also a very spiritual person. He used to go to church, he used to pray a lot, and that's why God gave him that insight to see and develop this homeopathic system of medicine. We have only 5 more minutes left. I would like whoever are watching this, they can post their question answers also in the question answer session, or you can, put some comment, because from paragraph 1 to 10, I have, justed up because it was a very long thing to, read and explain this everything to you. Because there are very long footnotes here. Look. So I had studied them and have made them notes. And in the next session, we are going to take up the rest of the introduction till page 27. It's a long one, but I will try to, sum it up, because that's our job, to sum it up, because it's not easy to read it, and, we need to perceive it. Whatever the Dr. Hahnemann say, we need to take the gist and absorb it in ourselves. So anybody wants to have some questions or, some suggestions? I don't know. This is my first Facebook live session, and this came into my mind so that I can, share my knowledge and my experiences also, because organon is a subject which I also did not study well in college, but now I have studied it, and I want to share with all my fellow homeopaths, so that, we can understand it fully. And any comments and any suggestions are welcome. And any question answers anybody is having can post in the question answer box. Or in the WhatsApp group, they can post whatever, any comment. So, okay. I hope I had done justice to the subject. I'm not a person who can, person who is, the best person to be on the sale, but I have put my perspective and my knowledge and my experiences in this session. And I would, like box or in the WhatsApp group, that I can, uh, see and uh, to improve on ourselves all the time. We need to learn all the time new things, and we need to improve on ourselves so that we can be better individuals and better homeopaths every time. So that was all for today's Facebook live session. The next session, I will be posting soon the date for it, because as I told you, I'm going through some of my personal problems also. Because of that, my schedule is a bit disturbed. So I need to see when I can get the time to read and make the notes of this. Meanwhile, you can also read the next first to 10 page, or from 10 to 27 pages. And in the next session, anybody who wants to give their own input also can give in this thing, and can put their own experiences and things, and so that we can have a more of interactive live session here. I don't know how to put the live session link. That was so that was all for today. And thank you all the people who are joining here, Dr. Kalai, Dr. Samiksha, Dr. Varun, who had joined, and all other doctors. I cannot see here all. I know though the settings what are there, the settings where they are not coming here actually. So I would like to thank you all of you for listening to me, and also give me suggestions to improve myself. And I would like to see you all in the next session. Also, I will keep posting in my WhatsApp group. This is all where I will keep posting all the new things and all the updates about the sessions. And I like to we'll see if we can have some Insta live where I can give the exact link of the session, because that's not coming here. So thank you everyone, thank you so much, and see you next time. I'll be posting this live session in my video section, and you can share with other people also. Thank you so much for your love and support. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. Good afternoon.